Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 465. Today is Saturday, May 25th, 2024, and I'm glad you could join me today. I just realized I forgot to call my little brother. Just now. I'll just text him, it's fine. No worries. It would be. It started out as like a bit of a drizzly day, but it's all bright and sunny now. So can't complain about that. I feel like I got all my social events done for the day, but I probably still have to go grocery shopping. It's okay. Um, yeah. What is it? It's been sort of what would it be? I feel like it's been a pretty stressful a couple of weeks, but it's nice to be in the midst of a holiday weekend now. So that was good. And we'll see how it all goes. Ah, what would it be? But I'm having tea now because I've had all my coffee for the day. So, oh well. Um, on the knitting front, I have, what would it be? A decent portion of a sleeve at this point. Um, I'm actually, I think I'm actually, well, I actually have to do two things. The first thing I have to do is probably do a little bit of, oh yeah, we're just right. So I'm right to the point where I would begin the sleeve cap on this, more or less. So that's cool. And it does look quite gorgeous. And because today is a sunny day, you can see how more than just blue this yarn is, even though from this distance, yes. Ah, but so far so good. So, what would it be? It'd be the case where when I was knitting the other sleeve, I ended up going a little bit too far. In this case, I think going by rows turned out to be fine. So on the row that I established, like fully established the cable pattern, is the one where I get to bind off. So not too crazy there. So this will be going maybe a little bit faster for a bit, but also it was funny because I was walking back from the bus stop yesterday, and then I noticed that my yarn has like gotten caught by the stiff breeze and is just sort of floating off as like a ball with some other stuff on it, and then it was slowly unraveling midair. I was like, so I managed to reel it back in and push it in my bag, but I knew I was getting pretty close to the changing time. So would it be? But it was the case where I managed to finish a row before needing to do that. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is. It is what it is. So this is Piper, which is a Carol Sunday pattern that I'm knitting out of Harrisville Designs Watershed or Flywheel. And I bet it's a aquifer. It's an aquifer colorway. So, quite lovely, quite excited. Would it be? I haven't done like a quick ball count to see where I'm at. I feel like I have a strange number of balls, basically. It's fine, whatever. Um, and then another thing that ended up getting a decent amount of work was the Marshland. So the Marshland is a tin can knits pattern that I am knitting out of De Rerum Natura Ulysses, which is a woolen spun merino sport weight. I know this one's also sport weight too. Um, so I'm actually doing this one on sevens and that one on sixes because apparently I needed both of these sweaters in my life. And basically what I ended up telling you guys last time was like medium level nonsense, but I did spend a lot of time with colored pencils. So I checked my row gauge. My row gauge was right. I'm not sure my row gauge was right anymore, but fine. So I got, or what is it? It was the case where I got to the point where maybe I should have started a different section, or maybe could have knit parts of a different chart. I'm not even sure. Whatever. It's fine. Um, whatever. So, but I was just trying to achieve the same depth that was in the pattern, which meant that I did add a couple extra rows here or there, but I don't think it's gonna be too crazy. Um, I might end up doing some short rows before I start the collar on this one, and that'll be a little bit easier once I actually have the sleeves established, I'm assuming. And then because it's a 6-stitch pattern, the pattern itself has it sort of broken down into 6-stitch increments, so I'll just have to, whatever I decide to do when I split will be that. I just have to do like a quick double check that, would it be? Just to make sure I'm dialing things in okay. So it shouldn't be a big deal. But so cast on the number of stitches for the woman small, because that gave me the right chest circumference, that what I thought my gauge was. I don't know, I chose my own adventure here. And then I knit the 2 to 4 chart, but added rows here or there because it was looking like my row gauge had tightened up somehow. Whatever. It's the right number now. There was a lot of this extra. This is a bit extra on the 1 by 1 pattern, but that's fine. Um, and then, would it be? And then it's just the case where I'll just do a quick check with a ruler and see if I'm gonna get close to the right amount. Like roughly speaking, it was calling for 24-inch circumference or 24-inch chest circumference, and then 9.5 for each sleeve. So I just have to do a little bit of quick math and see if I'm in the ballpark and adjust by 6 stitches if I'm not. So I figure I'll do something in the ballpark. So if it turns out that it's bigger than I intended, I'll cast on less stitches on the underarm. If it's about right, I'll follow the pattern stitch count. But it was the case where like the 2 to 4 size has you cast on 6 and the extra small has you cast on 12, so it's somewhere in there. But it was the case where it wasn't like it was, or would it be like the 1 to 2 and the 2 to 4 are both a 24-inch circumference, so I think that's just reflecting that the children get longer. They get longer over time. And there's a period where they just lengthen for a while, I guess. Who knows? I'm just gonna trust that they know what they're doing, and I'm just going to use it as guidelines anyways. But that's a nice thing about having a pattern that's an infant through 5XL min size is somewhere in the pattern are your numbers. But I got to my intended yoke depth Monday night, and it's just been so bananas at work. Or would it be, like that scenario where you're like, all right, the deadline is Wednesday, and after Wednesday I'll be fine. that stuff happened, and we had to do, like, the stress continued past the deadline. So I'm now, or would it be? It would be I was hoping for like at least a little bit of time where it was chill. It looks like I'm not gonna get any chill until whatever next week. So, but good thing is just a little break. So I'm definitely going to Knit Night Monday at 4 p.m. We have already established that everyone can attend. And would it be? But it was the case where you're like, well, we don't want to show up much earlier than that because we don't want to eat lunch and dinner. Like just dinner's fine. Whatever. So that's likely what I'm going to be doing after I finish podcasting is I'll probably put markers in where my splits are. I'll do a little bit of measurement. See where I stand. I don't know. We could do a little bit of that now. Oh, there's a thing of Play-Doh in my bag now. Ooh, I feel a tape measure. That's promising. I don't know. I don't know how my bag got so heavy. All right. So in a not too crazy section, we are looking at about, so it's about 6 stitches per inch. If I have about 6 stitches per inch, that means 36 gets me to, not true. So it would be the case where, would it be? So it would be the case where right now I would have an 8-inch sleeve and then 60 divided by order of operations got me there. So right now, what I have is actually 20 inches of body, 8 inches of sleeve. That doesn't seem like I'm right. I might need to redo this yoke. Because this might have turned out a little bit too small. Oh wait. Actually, I will be right on the body size. I forgot. Because I have 120 stitches, and then if I add, I might have to add one more thing. So if I have 120 stitches and then I add so if I do 24, then I will be there. If I want a little bit more for the sleeve diameter, which I think I do, then that would bring me up to, so add 60, no, 120, oops, 120 plus 18 plus 18. I have to go and think 6, and then divide that by 6. I get 26, so that would be just a little bit loose, maybe a bit tighter on the sleeves, because I would end up having 9-inch sleeves in that case. But that's pretty close to the pattern. I have to go in inch increments. So that would be one way to fudge. basically. So, or would it be? So then I would have, in that case, 9-inch sleeves, 26-inch body, 9-inch sleeve. Okay, that seems good. That's all the figuring I need to do, but I didn't have the brain space to I didn't have the brain space for that. So all that's left to do at this, or would it be? And it would be yeah, because they're effectively just going in whole inch increments. Because I could make it like a 10-inch sleeve and a 24-inch body with that, but I don't think that makes sense. I think I'd rather just have a little bit of extra ease in the body in that case. But I did put it over his head, and it was a very roomy hole, so whatever. It's fine. It would be the case where I got all my increases in. So if it is the case where I just need to work some short rows in the navy yarn in order to bring it a little bit more in, I think that's perfectly acceptable to me. Makes it a little easier to tell what is front and back then anyways, at least a little bit. Um, yeah, because it was, or would it be? It seemed like the case where from like the neck hole it was just a bit too big, or having like an inch of ribbing was didn't seem like it was going to be enough. So we'll do that, and that should be fine. Um, and who knows, it may be the case where I will have to correct myself again next week or next time. This was how I had to redo the calculations again. Um, and it should be, what would it be? I definitely have quite a few nice little weekend events coming up, so that should be lovely as well. Mm. I think I had briefly thought about stuff that I was doing for Stash Stash, because that started yesterday. Um, would it be? So it would be the case where was the case where I pulled a sweater out to wear, and then I noticed that the cast off had broken, so or the cast off had broken in one of the sleeves, so I was gonna go back and fix that. And since that was my stillite tunic, really big yardage there. Would it be? And I suppose that would mean that I would need to spin a little bit more because I would get tons of yardage for this poor sweater project. 5-ply yarn, it's gonna, yeah. So, or would it be? So this is ply 3 of 5. Obviously, I'm not to a full bobbin yet, but it's coming. It's coming. Or what is it? My child is super duper fascinated with my spinning wheel. And we have been doing like a couple of things where he's been asking for me to make it go. So he'll sit on my lap right here, and then I'll make the spinning wheel go, and I'll spin fiber as you do. But this is what I ended up settling on for my chart with a couple of extra rows thrown in. So I still have about half the chart to knit here. What I'm looking for is some locking stitch markers, but it may turn out that I need to go find them wherever they have ended up. I may just need to empty this bag and take everything out and figure out making it so heavy. But maybe it's just the case where I just need to find my markers and call that good. So it's okay. But I definitely have plenty of yarn for the sweater, so that's no big deal. I definitely have some sand still in the bag from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to find some locking markers later. That's not a big deal. Not too crazy. So it would be the case where I don't know, I probably have a couple of other mending projects as well. That would be good to do. Was it like certainly a couple of sock projects that need, or whatever, a couple of sock mending projects that I need to do because I just have to be realistic that I'm not knitting very many socks right now. Definitely worth it to just fix the socks I've got. Um, it's not even like I'm wearing socks a lot either, so there's that. Um, so sweater I need to fix, a couple of socks, spinning projects that I would really like to finish as well. Would it be? And I think some of that just some of that just goes back to when I'm feeling pretty tired at the end of the day. I just need to remember that it's nice. It's good. Um, and now that I've finished thinking about how to make my sweater work, that's good. Makes life a little bit easier. Um, so it's looking positive. So it would be, and it would be the case where it does feel like that little colorwork sweater is going super fast. So that's also nice. But it just sounds like right now, like all I really need to do is sort of get over two hurdles. What would it be? Join a new ball of yarn. No big deal. Count out stitches for my project. I think what would it be? I think that works out to that'll end up being the back. Maybe once I find my locking markers, I'll also mark out where I want to put short rows. However I want to do that. Or would it be just because the neck's too big? And then for the rest of the sweater, the row gauge is not so important. So it'll just be 2 measurement, which is always a lot easier. And then it won't be too much longer, and then I'll be done with the sleeve, and I'll have to decide if I'm going to start the back or the front for like the main pieces of it. So that's not too bad. I don't even know how much. Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll read the pattern and decide what I feel like doing more. Because, yeah, no big deal. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually, yeah, I don't remember if it's bottom up or not. So, more, more choices to choose, but that's not going to be too big a deal. It'll probably be a little easier if it was top down, but I don't remember. So, not too crazy there. Make the most of this lovely nap time and go from there. So, should be a-okay to record again in about 2 weeks. What is it? It may end up being at like it might end up being at a different time than nap time though. Or would it be? Because I think it's a scenario where on that Saturday will be Worldwide Knit and Public Day, and then that Sunday will be knitting in Berkeley. So have a busy agenda. This weekend, whatever. Not any explicit knitting plans, so that's fine. But I know, I ended up getting like 10 hours of sleep last night. I hope to continue that trend because that would feel super good right now. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye bye.